Madam, shall we start the session?
1 second, sir. Okay.
Yes, please start.
A very good evening, one and all. I, JC Sumana Padali, President of JCI Mangaluru Spurti, call this training program to order. JC Creed by JC.
We believe that the faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, that the brotherhood of man transcends the sovereignty, that economic justice can be best be won by free men through free enterprise, that government should be of laws rather than of men. The earth's great treasure lies in human personality, and the service to humanity is the best work of life.
Thank you, JC Swati. A very good evening to one and all gathered here. You might be wondering what is this topic all about and why we have gathered here. Games people play. Each one of us have different roles in our life. To discuss more on this topic, as the inaugurator, we have with us a very young and dynamic lady of our neighboring zone, Zone President of Zone 24, JC Deepika N. Bidari. A very warm welcome to you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
To give us more insight on this topic, we have with us a very eminent mind trainer and therapist who is also the zone provisional trainer of JCI, JC Tanuja ma'am. A warm welcome to you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
A hearty welcome to our moderator of this training program and founder president of JCI Mangaluru Samrat, JCI Senator Dr. Raghavendra Holla. I also welcome our national coordinator, JCI PPP, Kartikeya Madhyastha sir. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I also welcome ZVP Harish Sheth and all the zone officers who are present for this training program. I welcome our IPP JC Ananya Hegde to this training program. I also welcome all my JC and non-JC friends who are here on this online platform, eagerly waiting to listen to Tanuja ma'am. A very warm welcome to you all. I request JC Veena to introduce our inaugurator to the gathering here.
Thank you, Madam President. She believes education is strength, honest, lovable, and a lady who is service-oriented. Started her JC career in 2018 as a founder president of JCI Vijaypura Dharwad. She continued as a president the next year too. She has conducted several programs in 2020 and won runner-up award. In 2021, she was a ZVP and now she is the zone president and is working for the development of the zone with several programs. As a franchisee of Intel Kids Institute, she has trained more than 925 students from 8 years in Abacus. She runs her own school called Vidya Niketan. In her free time, she also teaches SSLC students in various subjects. In the hustle bustle of life, where time is limited, and with the limited time that we have, we need to strive for success, is what she believes. Glad to introduce to all of you Zone President JC Deepika Nagraj Bidari. Welcome you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Veena, for that wonderful introduction. I now request our Zone President of Zone 24, Deepika Madam, to address us with her best wishes.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, one and all.
Madam, video.
Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿತ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆನ್. ನನ್ಗೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಆನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಫೋನ್, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸುಮನ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್, ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ and Karthikeyan sir, Tanuja madam, and Dr. Rajendra Holla sir. A very good evening all Zone 15 presidents and members. ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ. ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ JCಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಜೀವದಾಳ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ JCದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಹೊಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ. ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಅವಿನಾಭಾವ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು Zone 15ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು 24ಗೆ. ಸತತವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಟಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು 2018ರಿಂದಾನು ನನ್ಗೆ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಹೊಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಪರಿಚಯ. ಅವರಿಂದಾನೇ ನಾನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ZP ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 2018ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಜಯಪುರ್ಗೆ ಅಶ್ವಮೇಧ ಅಂತ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಅವಾಗ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಓರಿಯಂಟೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಇದೇನ್ ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಕೇವಲ 3 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ZP ಆದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಝೋನ್ ಒಂದು ಈ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿ ಅಂತ ಘಟಕ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ಘಟಕ. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ JCನು ಇದೇ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನಾಗ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿನ ಒಂದು ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮುಂದುವರೆಯೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. Thank you for giving the opportunity to me.
Thank you very much, madam. It was very nice hearing to your wonderful words. Thank you very much. I now request JC Ananya Rao to introduce our trainer.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Good evening, one and all. If your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more than you are, an excellent leader. Today, I have got an opportunity to introduce such a great leader who has completed educational qualification in various streams like BA, LLB, MA in English, MSc in counseling and psychotherapy, masters in NLP, transactional analysis psychology, and the list goes on. Also, she has also graduated in speechcraft and provisional zone trainer. She has also achieved in Toastmasters International, won the club of an area level international speech and evolution contest, and represented division in Toastmaster International 2019. Also won the club level international speech and evaluation speech 2020. She is also founder of Fodder Academy, a self-owned institute at Manipal, which offers certified courses and training in soft skills and many more. She is also co-founder of Basil Cafe in Manipal and Mangalore. She is trainer for Robosoft Technologies, Swastika National College and Institute of Chartered Accounts of India, and also the list goes on. She also held position as secretary in Rotary Club, president of Toastmasters Manipal Udupi, Toastmasters president of Public Relational Council of India 2020, director National Executive PRCI 2022, and also president of JCI 2020. She is married to Harish Mahaban and blessed with a daughter, Chrisel Jia Mahaban. This dynamic personality is none other than Tanuja Mahaban, ma'am, a performance coach, mind trainer, and therapist. Heartily welcome you, ma'am. Over to you.
I now hand over the online platform to Tanuja Madam for the training program. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much, JC Sumana Pollali, for giving me an opportunity in this online training. Of course, this is mandatory for us in the to be a zone trainer. As right now, I'm a provisional zone trainer, and also I thank JC Raghavendra Holla for always being a support for me, and everybody whoever gathered here, I welcome to this and to share my little knowledge on the games people play. So this is regarding on the transaction analysis, and the Eric Berne has written a book on the games people play. So I have based on that, and I have actually made a certain study on this, and I'm actually trying to present this. I'm just sharing this screen. Okay. So to start off, whenever we speak to anybody, there is a stimulus and a response. In between, there is a freedom to choose. So now, I think if at all, if you are come on the video mode, it will be very helpful for me because there should be a lot of interactions in this. Sumana, if you are there, and if there is anybody else also, if you can come on the online, it will be very helpful for me. Okay, now Sumana and Subhas, you both are here, and to think that you both are friends and you are actually meeting after a long time. I want you to interact now.
Me and Suman are meeting, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So hi Sumana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm seeing you for after a long time. Yeah, the last time when I met, I think you were in second standard. You were so small. Just kidding, yeah. Just kidding. How are you doing, Sumana?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? It's been a while. We've been talking, right?
Yes, I think last time when we met, it was I think a month ago or so.
Right,
Yes.
right. So how has it been?
So is it okay, Tanuja, or
yes, yes,
okay,
yes,
okay, thank you.
See, now what has happened is Subhas had actually said hi, and Sumana also has responded to it. So the basic in the human relationship is that there is a stimulus that the Subhas has actually told hi to Sumana, So when he said hi, there is actually a response from the Sumana that she also had told hi to him. So this is the first interactions, or we call it as a transaction. In transaction analysis, we call it as transactions. So the transaction has happened. So in between, when Subhash said hi and Sumana said hi, in between there was a choice. Sumana would have told hi to you, or she would have not responded to you. So when the reaction, the response is together, like when the stimulus comes and the response comes, there is a transaction which goes on flowing. So that is what has happened in between you both. Okay, if there is anybody, I wanted you to come on to the video mode so that we will have some interactions. Varsha or anybody is there? Yeah, Varun is here, and anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Varsha and Varun. Now, for example, you both are not liking each other, but you met in a place, and then you were being a sarcastic. You are not very forthcoming to talk. Okay, so now you both talk.
I have to talk to Varun. I do not like him, right?
Yes, yes.
Where is Varun?
Varun is here.
Varun, what are you doing actually? Now, these days, what are you doing, Varun?
Nothing, ma'am. The lockdown's going on. No, so I'm simply sitting at home. Nothing else.
That's what you have been doing even before.
No, that I don't know, because maybe someone else tells you like this, so maybe you perceive me sitting at home.
Okay. So what plans do you have for future?
Right now, no plans. I'm just thinking of how to survive this lockdown just by sitting at home.
You better make up plans, because even in future you need not be locked inside your room and tell that it is a lockdown forever.
Okay, fine, good. Thank you very much. So now when he is talking or she is talking, she has been sarcastic many of the times that, okay, you are always like this, or you between the lockdown. So there was a kind of sarcastic when you are talking. So when you're talking, it is a discretion of a person. It's a discretion of a person that to respond to it. So, okay. Now, when there is a stimulus and when there is a response, you can be reactive or you can be proactive. Suppose if you don't like, you will be always reacting to that person, or if you are very good with that person, you might be proactive with this person. So now let us see, why do we actually, when we talk, how do we talk? In what way we talk? What is that makes us to talk to that person? So when you look into that, we will see the behavior of a person, and that behavior, from where you got that behavior. So when you go back to your childhood, and see that every person, now for example, we are all grown up. Now every person has got 3 ego states within themselves. That is, one is parent, one is adult, and one is child. So parent ego state is that whatever you have learned, any behavior, any thoughts, any feelings, which you have copied from your parent. It cannot be only parent, it can be parental figures too. Parental figures in the sense, it could be your grandmother, or it could be your uncle, it could be auntie, or it could be your teachers, anybody who is actually in the age of that parent figure. So you will be copying many behaviors and thoughts and feelings from them. So what happens is, when the child is very small, they will be very helpless, and they think that whatever the parent has told, it is the ultimate, because the child cannot do anything. So what they think is, this is the ultimate thing, and they will copy those behavior within themselves. And the child is that, now for example, a father will scold at the child, and when the father scolds the child will feel very guilty, or he will be shame, or it will be shy, or whatever that feelings the child will go through. And that child will be having the same emotions even now, the feeling of guilt or feeling of regret. So that will be the thoughts and the feelings which is actually replayed from the childhood. What was that the feeling the child felt when the father or when the parental figure was scolding him or they're instructing him? So that is replayed even now. But in the adult, what happens is that you will see here and now what is happening now. So you will actually respond to the fact that what is it now actually happening and how do I actually manage with that? That is the adult statehood. So every person will have 3 ego state at any point of time. You may be into the parent, you may go into the child, or you may go into the adult. It need not be fixed, because person cannot be always on the parent, or person cannot be always on the child. But if you are stuck to any of the state, then there will be issues regarding their own mental state, because each state will give him the state of mind. If he is in the parent, that is a state of mind. If he is in the child, that is a state of mind. So each person will have a different state of mind every now and then. Now, for example, the child might have grown up. The father they are seeing, the parents who they are seeing might be outside. But as you grow up, what happens is that these parental figures will be inside. So these parents will come and sit inside, and that will be played all the time in their mind. So whatever the instructions was given when your child from the parents, you will be telling the same thing to your child or to the people around you. You can observe yourself, what are the things you are saying, what instructions you are giving to the people around, and you find out from where I got it. So then you will understand this is where that I have actually copied it. Okay. And when you see the parent, when you see this parent, adult and childhood, there is always, when you say parent, there will be two. There will be a controlling parent and there will be a nurturing parent. So when you say parent, the father might be very controlling or the mother can be a nurturing. But sometimes it can be quite opposite also. The mother can be controlling or the father can be nurturing. So you need to identify who is that parent who was controlling and who is that parent who was nurturing. So somewhere somebody would have nurtured you, nurturing parent in the sense that the parent would have told that it's okay, you leave it, the same thing will happen for everybody and you will go ahead in your life. So this is the nurturing parent. But the controlling parent will always question, why did you do this? Why the clothes are here? Why did you come late? Why did you speak to that person? So always when a person is controlling, that will be the controlling parent. So you have to understand who was your controlling parent and the nurturing parent. So even in the child, there are two types. There is adopted child and the free child. A free child is a person that, he is very free. If he has a bike, he will just go for a drive. Or if there is no class, he will bunk the class, or, they just go for a drive or enjoy or have a coffee or whatever. So that is a free child. But the adopted child is not like that. So because he has got an influence of the controlling parent, so he will think that, no, I will not be able to come. What if my mother says something? What if my father says something? What if something goes wrong? So these are the things will be running in the adopted child. So this is how a person is made of. So sometimes we will be a controlling parent, we will be nurturing parent, or sometimes we will be adopted, sometimes we'll be free, or sometimes we'll be adult. So all these 5 places or the positions, we will be taking every now and then in our daily routine. So now what happens is here, when you see the parent and the critical and the nurturing, you'll understand that the critical parent is always advising, informing, ordering, judging, punishing. All this will be the critical parent. But the nurturing parent will be always loving and encouraging, and they will be always protective. This is the nurturing parent. And when you say adopted child, we say that, do you mind? How can I go about? What if it happens? No, these kind of helplessness will be there in the adopted child. Most of the time, if you're feeling that the helpless in any of the situations, then you feel that you are in an adopted child state. But the free child will think that, he'll have a lot of fun. He'll be creative. He'll be thinking that, what if I do that? Let me try. So this is the free child, what he's actually thinking. Okay. Now, why do we need these kind of ego state? Why should we understand this? So as you go about, you will understand the people behavior, why this person is behaving like this. See, once you know this, then you will know. See, this is what he's actually copied and he's got it from his parents and he's behaving that. So you can understand a person better. And also you can change the people. See, the way you respond to them, when you change, the person may also change. And also you can predict people's behavior. Now you will know that this is a person will feel like this. This is the person will tell this. So you can also predict people behavior. So if you understand deeply of every attitude, every behavior of a person on this basis, then it will help you to understand, change and predict the person. Now, what we did was when Subhas and Sumana was talking, okay, there was a stroke. As an adult, he has asked, hi, where are you? We have not long time we didn't see. So when you stop, every transaction is called as a stroke. See, there was one stroke what Subhas has given and another stroke that another Sumana had given. So that went equally. So that is why the conversation went ahead. And see here, see the conversation can be from the parent to the child. I'm sorry, I know that it is late. It will not happen again. So what happens is that he is responding from the child. So there will be interaction of that from the adult to the adult. So they were very commonly, they say that because we're adult. But here in the second transaction, he's talking from the parent. Parent means what? It is very little ordering or nurturing. So when the transaction happened from the parent, then the child started speaking from the child state that I'm sorry that it will not happen. So here also what happens, the transaction goes smoothly. Now, if you take it in other sense, now for example, can you bring the water please? The other person would say, sure, I'll get it. So this transaction will go smoothly. But in other way, if you say, go and get it to yourself, moment you say that, the transactions will be disoriented or derailed. So many of the times we will actually talk in this way. Now, for example, somebody says, how are you? Then you would say that, what shit man, every day is the same thing. This is derailing. Because you have not answered to the in a few days is left. This is how they answer. So what happens, what the way you have asked, it has not been answered in a similar way. Okay. Okay. So as you grow up, there will be a lot of driver behavior we are getting influenced of. So we will be thinking that, the child will be told that, be perfect. Okay. So how do you want to be perfect? Everything when you write, the mother or the father will be telling, write neatly. So see properly and, talk properly. Everywhere it is told that you have to be perfect. And also it is told that you have to be please others. You have, when anybody comes, you have to say hello, you have to say thank you, you have to please others. Even if you're not okay, even if you're not feeling fine, also they say that no, when somebody is there, you have to please others. And be strong. They say that, okay, even if it is not confident, you have to show that you're strong. You should not show that you're weak. So also you say that try hard. If you ask any of the children, they will say that, okay, I'm trying hard, I'm working hard. Every time this hard word is used. Do we really require that hard? No, you can only try, you can only study, but we always say that hard because you are something like you're doing something great or you're working, you're out of difficulty, you're actually studying. And hurry up. Most of the time we tell the children that, hurry up, the time is up and you have to come, you have to maintain the time, you're this. So there is a lot of things, mismanagement happens in the mind. So the child thinks that, why should I behave like this? Why should I not behave like this? So when this happens, the child starts manipulating. They will try to see the parents and how they are actually doing. They will start manipulating. When this manipulation happens in the mind, the people will start playing games in every situations. So we all, like William Shakespeare has told that life is a stage and we are all the actors and we are all acting. Similarly, we act in every routine things that we act. We think that this is how we should be there. This is how we have to show ourselves. There's a lot of things which is happening. Okay. Now, if you take this, the game analysis. So when you say game analysis, each person see how they are shaking hand in the front, but behind them, there's a lot of things. A person might have something in his back and the other person might be having something in his back. Okay. So we have to understand why people play games. Because one thing is that the children has already been taught that we have to be something like this, what we are not. We already have taught. So game playing is one of the devices we opted as a young children to get what we wanted from the world. So if we want something from the, now we don't want to go to school, then we say that we have stomach pain, we have headache, and then we take the solace from our parents and we sleep off. But actually it may not be there. So the child will understand how to actually get the attention, or they want to get something. They will think that now they want to go for a party, they want to go and have something, meet their friends. How to tell the parents? Now they know that the parents will not say yes to them, and how to tell them. So they have already designed in their mind how to speak and how to get over. So this is a training which has happened from the beginning itself, and then we try to play the same game when we become adult. Okay. So what is the advantage of playing the games? So there will be a lot of advantages of playing the games. Psychologically, we think that what I'm thinking, it is happening, and I want this to happen. What I thought is right. So I have an opportunity to prove myself. And also that I don't have to go beyond my comfort zone and help somebody. This is what is there. So you have believed something and you will show the world that what you believed was right. And there is a social thing also that you can have more of network, more of interactions where you speak, it may be or may not be the truth, but you will have a social connections. And also that there will be a lot of people who will be talking, gossiping about the others. So that is also a psychologically, people will get a kind of payoff to them, some kind of satisfaction to them. Biologically, there will be a lot of, when you interact in this way, you will get some kind of appreciation, you will get some kind of compliments. So this is the payoff. Payoff means what you get in return as the outcome. So when you start, this kind of interactions or the games will help you in many ways, psychologically, but socially, and also biologically. Okay. When you take a game, sometimes there can be 3 people playing the game. So one will be prosecutor, one will be rescuer, and the other will be the victim. So many times these 3 people will be there. The victim will be always alone, but the prosecutor and the rescuer. Now, for example, I have actually parked in a wrong place. Okay, or I parked in a place where now somebody else had kept the car behind my car, and I'm not able to take the car, and I'm have to rushing for the meeting, and I cannot take the car. So what happens is I am actually started feeling victim. Why did I keep here? And who is this guy who has kept the car behind me? And why is he where he has gone? Can't he understand how to park? See, I'm started feeling the victim. Suddenly, some people might come over there and say that what has happened, madam? I will help you out to get the car. So there will be a rescuer who is coming and helping. Okay, and there can also be a prosecutor who is also telling that, ma'am, you would have kept that side. No, why did you keep it here? Sorry, I muted everybody. So there will be a prosecutor who will be commanding, who will be ordering. So certain times in a game, there can be 3 people. So one is the victim, one is the rescuer, and one is the prosecutor. So in the prosecutor also, he is having anger, he is having some kind of victim, but he will not show his victim, but he will show the anger outside and he will control the situations. So in a situation, now for example, somebody had come and told that they don't have money, they have a lot of problems in their house or something like that. And then the other friend of them, they will immediately say that how much you want, I will give it to you. This is how the rescuer will come for the victim. So most of the time you try to see your daily routine, how actually you are feeling. Are you becoming a victim? Are you trying to be a rescuer? Are you trying to be a prosecutor? Okay. In this game, see what you made me to do. Okay. Now, this is a common game which we all have experienced. Now, for example, in a company, the manager might have got a target. So he doesn't know, or there was some problem which he requires a solutions. So he comes back and talks to the team that this is what is happening, how should we go about? And one person in the group had told that this is the idea, we can work it on that. So this manager will carry that plan to the boss and he will tell that this is how we can work. But the boss will not accept it. He will reject. And this manager will come and he will tell that, see what you have done to me. He is the person who has carried that idea to the boss. But after coming back, because the plan was not successful, he will come back and tell that, see what you have done to me. So find out the situations in your life that how many times we play this game. We try to blame on the others. We pick it up from them, but then we try to blame on them and say that, see what you have done this to me. I hope everybody can relate to this example in your life. Okay. So here, next one, another game is that I'm only trying to help you. Now, a friend of mine was not having the money, but it was not that literally she wanted a money. But another friend of mine has given her some gold and some money and all that. She has given it to her. She only has offered herself and she has given the money. Now what has happened? The money has not come. So the one who has actually given the money, she actually started suffering. That see what we have told, seen here. I'm only trying to help you. So she tried to help. And now when it is not got, when she has not got the money, she will come back and tell me that I was only trying to help her, but this is what has happened. And another case, what happens is somebody is in the very distressful situations and they try to give the suggestions to them. And when the suggestions is not accepted, they will say that I'm just trying to help you. See, whenever we try to help somebody, whenever we try to give suggestion to somebody, somewhere we are also coming from the space of a different ego state. Either we are from the parent ego state or the critical parent, or we are coming from the adopted child. We also come from the different zone or the different position. And we try to do that. See, what is happening here is even when you are helping, at the end, the person is feeling victim. The person is feeling that, something that he would not have done it. So in the game, even sometimes they win. They think that their ideas will be taken, they will be appreciated, they will be actually complimented. They think that and they get into the game. But when it doesn't happen, they will again start feeling that it doesn't work. Okay. And this one is, why does this always happen to me? Most of the people will go through this kind of situations. This happens when many of the times when a person tries helping people more than the need. It can be on the money, it can be on any of the help, or anything that he goes beyond his zone and then he tries to do it. And end of it, he wants to suffer that why this always happens to me. Many times you would have experienced this. And you need to understand why do we actually get into that kind of game and then feel that and get lost. Here what happens is they think that they will get appreciated, but in the end, they are not got appreciation, but they got the criticism or they have not been considered. So then they will feel that why is this happening all the time to me? Okay. And the next one is that, okay, how hard I have tried. Okay. In many times in the marriage, when there is a marital discord that happens, one person will think that, yes, I am working on the relationship. And they will try to tell that how hard I try, how hard I try to understand you, how hard I was actually trying to make things happen. You know, the person will always feel that. The other person may not respond to it. So the person who doesn't respond may not feel anything, but the person who is actually giving it, they try to feel victim. They play the victim role that I was doing so much, but I didn't get it, because that they have not been considered. So every person in the human, you know, you can live without the food, you can live without the water, you can live, but you cannot live without the appreciation. Every person needs to be appreciated. It can be from a film star, it can be from any of the, even if they are very successful also, they need appreciation. We all do things in the end that we need to have appreciation. Okay. Another one, we say that if it weren't for you. Okay. So we try to think that if it was not you, I would have done that. I would have done this. You know, many times we tell this. Okay. If it was not there, I would have left the house and I would have gone. You know, some children, they will tell that. Okay, if it was not that, I would have gone to the hostel, I would have gone to the abroad, I would have worked there, I would have joined here. So many things we say. But the thing is, they have not taken the responsibility of doing it. It's only for the sake of speaking, they will do that. Okay. Okay. Why don't you? Yes, but all the time they say that yes and but. Now, a lady who was actually telling to her friend that everything, you know, the something happened in the plumber, you know, something happened about the tap in the house. She goes and tells her friend that, you know, everything my husband wants to do it by himself, but nothing works. So the friend says, why can't you actually get some course for your husband or something? Let him learn something and then he will do it. No, he doesn't have the time. Then she says that, okay, you get the tools, whatever is required, and let him do it. No, he doesn't have the time to go and get the tools. And the third, she says that, okay, fine, you get the plumber only. No, why he wants to do it? So she says, no, it is very expensive. Yes, we can get it, but it is very expensive. And she says that, okay, fine, now your husband only doing, let him only do, no, get along with that. No. She says that, no, what if that everything falls off? So what happens in this conversation is that the person keeps asking for the suggestions, but every suggestion is being denied by saying but. So there are people who will only take the suggestions, but they say but and they will reject it. So why and how we actually deal with these things. See, the prosecutor will always say, if it weren't you, see what you made me to do. Yes, but all these things will be given by the prosecutor. The rescuer will say that I'm only trying to help you. What would you do without me? This is the rescuer. The victim will say, this always happens to me, poor old me, go on, kick me. So this is the three role which every person will do in every problems or any issues when it appears. We try to be in these three zones. Okay. And now, how do you stop playing with these kind of games? How do you stop playing with this game? Can anybody tell that? How can we stop these games? Anybody over here? You can message me also. How can we stop these kind of games?
Stop overthinking.
Okay. Yeah. Suppose a person is actually feeling a victim. If a person is feeling victim, then you can always ask questions. They can flip the question to him. Now you tell me what should be done. When the person is given that, they will stop actually feeling that, because they are not getting any of that kind of attention. Because victim person always wants the attention. He wants to be considered. He wants to be taken. So when you don't give that, they will immediately turn back. That is a victim. And rescuer, how do you deal with the rescuer? Rescuer is a person who is actually trying to help. What he requires is a compliment. So a person comes up, when he comes to know that I'm actually trying to do it and I'm only getting into it, when that awareness comes, a person will actually withdraw from what he is actually doing. The prosecutor is a person who thinks that, he can blame everybody for all the things what has happened in his life. He tries to blame everything. If there is a rain, he will blame on that. If it is a hot, he will blame on that. If the people around it, he will blame on that. For everything, he will blame on that. Now, for example, the plumber will come into the house and he will give a bill. And if his expectations is 5,000 rupees and the bill is actually 6,000 rupees, and he will start actually yelling at that person, and he will start telling that all the plumbers are like this and all that, he will start telling that. So that is how he will try to overpower the person and feel that he is a prosecutor and he is actually trying to do something. So in these kind of people, the prosecutor, he needs to be actually ignored, or you have to stand by what you are, because the plumber thinks that, okay, he is actually shouting at me and I will adjust the bill. If he thinks that, the prosecutor will continue doing it. But if the plumber says that, no, I have done it, I have bought the things and I have actually put it, if he stands by it, then the prosecutor will come to know that, yeah, I will not be able to go ahead. So in all the three things, what happens, the person succeeds many of the times. And because he succeeds, he thinks that this is what the trick I can play, and they will keep on playing with that. But the other person, if he understands, now because we don't know this theory, we don't know how the people are playing with us, or what am I playing with the people. It's not that others, we also will play with the people. So once we understand that this is how a game is going on, this is how the people are playing, then we can predict what is going to happen. You can also understand how the people's behavior, and you can also see that, can this be changed? Raghavendra, can you play that video?
Sure.
Sumana?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you ask him to play the video? Yeah.
Yeah, he told him.
Yes. Just observe this.
इतनी जल्दी नहीं बताना चाहिए था, थोड़ा टाइम और लेना चाहिए था। टाइम सही होने का इंतजार नहीं किया हमने, जल्दी बताने से गड़बड़ हो जाती है। तुझे लगता है हमने थोड़ा टाइम और रुक के बताया होता तो थोड़ा कम झूठ लगता?
What do you want from me?
Oh, am I asking for too much? I'm so sorry यार। मैं जानता हूँ तूने वहाँ इतना कहा अंकल को, फिर भी नहीं माने वो, तो तू क्या कर सकती है ना?
इतना सिंपल नहीं है।
पता है ऐसा लग नहीं रहा तुझे देख के कि तुझे कोई ज्यादा दिक्कत है। जितनी आसानी से तू गिव अप मार रही है ना, उसे देख के फील नहीं हो रहा कभी तेरे लिए ज्यादा मैटर करता भी था।
You think it's easy for me?
तो ठीक है, दोबारा बात करता हूँ अंकल से।
नहीं तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं करेगा, नहीं हो पाएगा, मुझे पता है नहीं होगा, पहले से ही पता था। I don't know why I loved you. मैंने तेरी भी लाइफ खराब कर दी। I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Great. और क्या चाहिए मुझे?
सिद्धार्थ, तू तो समझ मुझे।
क्या समझूं मैं? तेरी सॉरी की बस्ती में अंदर डालूं? क्या करूं मैं इसका? 1.5 साल बाद तुझे रियलाइज होता है कि नहीं करना चाहिए, गलती कर दी। क्या करूं मैं सॉरी का?
Yeah, you have seen that. Yeah, once I brief it. you have seen that how that girl is actually playing victim. She said, I love you, then I'm sorry. I would not have come, I have spoiled your life. She's trying to play that victim. The moment she says sorry, he gets sent to the prosecutor. Okay, what is that you're telling sorry? So he gets the prosecutor over there. Okay. See, in the situation, we might have thought that he got angry, she might have done mistake, and we are actually seeing it as a conversation or the anger conversation. But in the series of their conversation, there is lot of games which is played. Okay. Yeah, you play the next video.
Sure.
Just observe each sentences each one is saying, then you will understand.
बाकी लोग कहाँ चले गए? आंटी अर्जुन की शिफ्ट है। अंकल ये सिद्धार्थ है।
नमस्ते अंकल।
आपको पहले नहीं देखा।
अंकल मैं
इसको टाइम ही कहाँ मिलता है अंकल? हम ही इसे कहते हैं मिलने मिलने। क्या करते हो तुम बेटा?
TCS में सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर।
ओह, वो दीदी की शादी वाली हार्ड ड्राइव इसी ने ठीक की थी।
अच्छा, थैंक यू। हम तो कितना परेशान थे। प्रिंटर भी खराब है ना आपका? तुम देख लोगे बेटा?
हाँ आंटी।
अभी?
खाना तो खा लो।
बेटा चावल?
नहीं आंटी बस ओके थैंक यू।
मुझे 2 चावल, सुप्रिया के पापा खाएंगे ना?
Okay. You saw the conversation over there. The moment he says he's working in the TCS, she says that, our printer is not working. Will you set it right? And when she asks that, do you want to pass the rice? Immediately he thinks that it is for him. And immediately he says that the father wants it. See, in that, when she is asking that, he says, the father says, I have not seen you for a long time. Suddenly the girl will tell, he was kept on telling he wants to come, he's busy. See how each person is actually playing the game over there in the way they want. So when you see that, it is not only in that movie or in that situation, but we also do that. We also try to push and pull in this way, but sometimes in the end, we may not get what we want and then we feel victim. So every situation we think that we are victim, we have been pointed at, or we are going to be the helpless soul. All these things we try to tell. But the situation, in these situations, are we taking the responsibility of the situations? Are we seeing the situation as it is? Are we seeing that, okay, this is what has happened, how do I deal with it? How do I come to the win-win situations? How do I go about? Are we seeing that? Or are we trying to show that I've been helpless, I've been told, I've been thrown things on me, like people have thrown things on me, or I'm always the target for others? Are we saying this? If we are saying these kind of things, that means we are playing an adopted child. So another thing is that if you're a prosecutor, we always blame on the other person. He has done, she has done, this has done, it is because of this, it is because of that. Even in that situations, are we taking the responsibility? Can we control others' behavior, or we can control only our behavior? The moment we take the decision of, I can only control myself and not anybody else. The moment we understand that, we will be in a better position. We think that by playing these roles, we can get the attention. This is what we have copied from our parents or the parental figure, and we try to play that. But if you really look into it, if we take the responsibility, if we take that situations in the way it has to be handled, the moment you see, you will find the solutions. You will see things are getting better and better, and we will become empowered. In these situations, what we are having feeling is that disempowerment. So once we feel empowered, and then when we see the win-win situations, our brain starts working in a different way. And every situation is easy for us to go through that and it pass through that. Okay? This is what the game we all play, and we succeed, sometimes we don't succeed. And this is what I wanted to show you all. And towards the end, I want to tell you is that with all this game, sometimes if it's for a fun, it is fine. If it is for a pastime, it is okay. And if it is something like jovial situations, it is fine. But when it comes to the critical situations, we have to take the responsibility of the situations than blaming others or blaming ourselves. This is the core theme of what actually I have taken of the today's session. Thank you very much for listening patiently to me. And thank you once again for the organization and for everybody for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, madam. It was a very wonderful session. I recognize the presence of Dr. Malini Hebbar, Principal of Swastika National School. I also recognize the presence of ZVP Praveen Deshpande of Zone 24. I recognize the presence of my ZVP, JC Swati J. Rai. I recognize the presence of Venu G, a national trainer. I also recognize the presence of Subhash, who is an iconic trainer. And I also recognize the presence of JC Saumya, Zone Secretary, and all the zone officers. If I have left out anybody, please don't feel bad. Since this is an online platform, it is difficult to know who is joined and who is not.
Jabbar sir is there. And Shiva Prasad.
I recognize the presence of Abdul Jabbar sir. And I also recognize the presence of Indudar sir from Zone 24.
Namaste, madam. Thank you.
Namaste, sir. I recognize the presence of the president of JCI Jodumarga, Hari Prasad sir. Opinion by any two participants. No one? Please, come on, guys. Yaradru ibru opinion heli, please.
Yeah, hi Sumana, Veena here. Yeah, so
Yes, Veena.
I like the session actually. So when Sumana sent the flyer of the session, Games People Play, I was wondering what it is. So now when Madam actually spoke about the different things, and then that related to the title of this session, and how she mentioned about victims and prosecutors and rescuers. So we actually, each one of us actually go through this in our day-to-day life, and we could put into our shoes into those situations. So that was wonderful. And also one more thing, what she mentioned at the end, taking responsibility of the situation. So yeah, if we definitely do that, we would actually be in a better situation and we could handle things well. Thank you, madam, for this wonderful session.
Anybody else? I think Jabbar sir wanted to tell. He switched on his video, then I don't know what happened.
Thank you, Chairman. Tanuja ma'am, mind-blowing session. ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ, ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂದ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. 7:30ಗೆ ನಾನು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಲಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನದು ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Anybody else would like to share their opinion? let's continue. I request our Secretary JC Veena to deliver the vote of thanks.
Once again, good evening to everybody present here. First of all, I would like to thank our zone president of 24, zone 24, JC Deepika Bidri madam, sorry, for being part of this session and encouraging us and always being a part of such training programs. I would also like to thank the trainer for this evening, Tanuja madam, for delivering such a wonderful session. I would also like to thank all the national and zone officers who were present today and supported us in this session. Thank you, Madam President GCHF Sumana Pulali, for organizing such a wonderful session. And last but not the least, to all the participants who were present here, thank you.
Thank you, Veena. I, JC Sumana Polali, President of JCI Mangaluru Spurti, call this training program